Thanks for joining us here on the NCWLIFE channel as we welcome the 2025 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royal Court. We have Queen Ella Johnson, we have Princess Daeja Carlson, and we have Princess Yasmin Perez. They are nice enough to come and join us here on the NCWLIFE channel. Okay, well, I'll start with you, Ella. Since coronation on Saturday night, what has been your life like since then? Same? Different?
Both of these girls, I'm sure, can say it's been busy, but like in the best kind of busy. Right after the coronation, we talked to you right after, and then after that, we were rushed out to the audience to see all like the friends and family who came, which was so just like you just feel so loved and supported, and you know that they were there for you, win or lose. And so just to feel that support was just so amazing. But you're rushed through, you meet all these people, you take all these pictures, and then all of a sudden like it's empty, and you're like, what just happened? And you process the whole night. But it's been so chaotic, but so fun.
So, of course, the first thing I asked you about that post-pageant and post the coronation, about what you're going to do afterwards, you said get a burger. Did you get a burger?
I, in fact, did not. By the time I got out of there, it gets too late. Like, it gets to a certain point where it's like, it's too late to eat food. But I don't know about you. Did you go to eat?
I went to Applebee's and got some wings, I won't lie. Yeah.
I probably should have done the same, but I had pizza.
You had pizza?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of pizza did you have?
I'm not sure, but it was yummy. We went over to my aunt's house. That's all I know. It was good.
Okay. So celebrated nonetheless.
So then you guys had a chance to get together with the outgoing Royal Court on Sunday. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we got to go to brunch at the Wild Huckleberry, which was so fun. Just getting to see those girls again after the night, and after we've kind of processed and be like, oh my gosh, this is real. Yeah. And they just gave us some great advice for going into our time as royalty. Just tips and tricks, funny stories too, and things to look forward to. So it was really great getting to talk with them.
So, Daeja, what about you as far as what you took out of that breakfast or brunch or whatever it was on Sunday?
Yeah, they had a lot of really good advice, like Ella said. But also, those girls are just amazing girls deep down, too. And I've known them for a few years. So just getting to see them in such a professional manner kind of encourages me to have that poise when I'm just around in the valley. And they told us a lot just about their experience and how just to not take it for granted. So I took that to heart a lot.
It was so fun to be backstage, and that's the first time I've ever been backstage while the coronation was going on, and to see their reactions. They were jumping up and down. They were clapping. They were teared up and everything. Yasmin, how about you on that get-together with them on Sunday?
Yeah, it was really nice. Just getting to hear that one-on-one experience with what they went through, the emotions, the laughter, the funny stories. It was really heartwarming just knowing that this experience, this journey is going to be filled with nothing but excitement, a lot of new learning opportunities. It was a really nice interaction with them for sure.
Now, I think I may have mentioned it to you, Yasmin, on Saturday night, but I talked to a lot of people that watched both our broadcast and were there in person, and they said that everybody did great, but you knocked it out of the park as far as the pageant was concerned. Did you feel positive going into that, or did you feel like, okay, I need to do well here tonight in order to be in the top three?
That is so sweet. I did see that part, but I didn't really understand. But now that you hear me, it's like, that's so heartwarming. That's awesome.
She won Miss Congeniality for a reason. She's the sweetest.
So in this process, and we talked about that a lot when we did the interviews with you guys and things like that, and how much it goes into the pageant and long before that and all the education and everything else. Was there ever a part, and I'll ask each of you this, was there ever a morning where you woke up at dark 30 or whatever it was and went, maybe I don't want to do this?
I don't think so. Did you guys feel like?
No.
Yeah.
It's been so much fun. There's no point where you really feel like, I don't want to do this. Like they said, yeah, it's busy, but it's so rewarding. It's like, it's worth it 100%.
And it's a service to the valley. Gotta remember, you think about that. Everyone joins Apple Blossom usually because we're super involved in our school and our community, and we love Wenatchee Valley, and we understand the rich value that it has. And so we're like, we want to be a part of this. We want to be involved in some way. So we recognize that it's a service, and we're honored that we got selected to be in this position.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I won't lie, I did have a few nightmares about the pageant, but it didn't necessarily make me not want to do it, but I did I think I even told you, I came the next day and was like, Ella, I just had the worst nightmare about announcement. And it happened a few times, but it honestly just made me more excited.
But now she's princess.
Yeah. Well, and you were the first one announced too. I mean, what went through your head at that moment as
Yeah. It was,
Alex says Daeja Carlson.
Yeah, it was amazing. I immediately looked right at my mom, and she was like sobbing. And it just made my heart so warm. And my entire family was a few rows behind my mom, and just they all stood up and started clapping. And it just makes you realize how loved you are really in the Valley.
What about the other ladies? I mean, the curtain closes, and then you got 7 that are not part of the royal court. And they went through this whole thing with you guys as well, and you guys became probably a sisterhood. How hard, but, I mean, what was that experience like with the other 7?
I mean, everyone worked really, really hard, and they all we were all supporting and rooting for one another. Even down to that moment when you're holding hands, you're wanting the best for each of these girls, and you're like, that you're confident that the judges are going to choose, who they believe is going to best represent the Valley, and you know that any of us are going to do a great job because we get to know each other so well. So in that moment, after it's all happened, you still you can't believe that you're so honored, and you're like. It's crazy, they picked me. And then you're just super excited to start that journey, but then you're realizing that door behind you is closing. But all of the girls couldn't be more happier for you. And I talked to one of them this morning, my classmate, Alona Simbirski, and she was just my biggest fan. She was like, oh my goodness, I'm just so happy, just crying, and just it's such a supportive group of girls. I know they're gonna go far, and I know that this season, not as royalty, as top 10, they're going to, make waves and change no matter what they do.
The interesting part about this, and I was talking with the ladies before we got on the air here today about this, is that it's not like it was 10, 15 years ago where they're all high school students and they get to go back to school on Monday and everybody gives them big hugs and loves them up and things like that. We've got Running Start. We've got River Academy, for example. So I guess that experience is a little different these days. How was your experience? Because we're doing this interview on Monday.
Yeah.
You had school for a couple of odd hours today.
Did.
So how was that?
So at the River Academy, we do an all-school psalm sing in the morning with the elementary students, and so that was super cool. The headmaster announced that both Alona and I participated, and then I was honored to get Queen. So we announced it then, and just everyone was just so excited and supportive. Again, it's just when you first get crowned, it's oh my goodness, these people are just so loving and so supportive. And just the congratulations, it's thank you so much. And you just you don't know what to say but gratitude.
Sure. Now, Daeja, you go to Wenatchee High School, sort of, but not really, right?
I do online Running Start right now. Sometimes I do in person, but as of right now, I'm doing online. And then I have one class at the high school. So I go there for a few hours a day, but I'm not there very often.
Mm-hmm. And you haven't had a chance to go there yet, right?
I haven't. No, I'll be there tomorrow. I didn't go today.
Okay.
But we have a group chat because the one class that I have is journalism, which is the newspaper. And so our editor group chat was just blowing up the night of the pageant. So nonetheless, I still got love from them for sure.
Yasmin, how about you? Eastmont High School, but you're also Running Start.
Yeah, I have 2 classes in person, so I feel like it would have been a lot different if I was at the high school because, the Apple Blossom is a lot more of a thing, if that makes sense. But at the college, I did get recognition. I was in my communications class, and this lady was so sweet. She's like, I saw you on TV. I knew you. It was so cute and genuine. I don't know, I kind of forget, oh, yeah, that happened. I was just ready for the day to start. I'm it was so genuine. It was very cute.
So I don't know if you're used to the crowns yet or not. Ella, you did have a few issues with the crown. It's just that extra little conditioner you had in your hair that night, right?
It was just so glossy and shiny. I think it falling off was very me. I couldn't have, stay true to yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it falling off was a little miss out, but I was just so surprised and just so filled with joy that I didn't even care. I was oops. Anyway, so that was just a silly moment, and then my escort came and crowned it back on my head too. So
I asked Darcy here. I was looking at a few things as far as the trivia about Apple Blossom, about the Royal Court. And this is the second time in 4 years now we've had a queen from the River Academy. Mm-hmm. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ryan Salcido.
Yes.
In 2022, I believe, was her year that she won the royalty. And then also the name Ella.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so if there's any junior girls in the Eastmont or Wenatchee school districts named Ella, I think you should probably run next year if you haven't thought about that already, because back-to-back Ellas, with Ella Stimmel last year and now Ella Johnson this year. And it made me wonder, okay, how many repeat names have we had back-to-back years in the past? Only twice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in 1935 and 36, you had 2 Jeans in a row.
Jean's my middle name,
Oh,
so.
well, my gosh, wow. Start changing your names now if it's not. In 1966 and 67, we had Patty's back-to-back. But now Ella's back-to-back. So
Wow.
kind of fun. I
Look at
thought.
that. I know, that's crazy.
So my next question for you ladies, this is going to require a lot of your time here come spring especially. So I know you like to golf. So is that going to have to be put on the back burner? What are you ladies going to
Yeah.
probably have to put out of your schedule now that you are part of the royalty?
Yeah. I mean, I know personally, like I was saying earlier, we were chosen for these positions because our involvement in the community, or our involvement in school. So we can't just drop all of those things to do this, and because that's what makes us us.
Right.
So with sports and stuff, I'm still going to do as much golf as I can, and I'm going to still do as much with Young Life Capernaum as I can. But I know, and they're going to understand that I might have to cut back on some of those things in order to continue to serve in the Apple Blossom position in a more meaningful way.
Sure.
And also so I don't burn myself out. I wouldn't want to spread myself too thin and then not be good at anything or be excited about anything. I want to be able to fully invest in every opportunity that I can.
You just made me think of cream cheese and a bagel. I don't know why. The spreading yourself thin, I think. So
So Eric's hungry.
I'm hungry. I already took a bite out of the microphone, by the way. So
Look at it. He got hungry.
Daeja, how about you as far as your time schedule and your spring and looking ahead and go, okay, well, now here's what I'm going to be able to do and not be able to do?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things that I realized before top 10 selection even was that I won't be able to go to nationals for Daeja. So that was one of the hardest things for me, honestly, was just tossing that around. But I am going to go to state, which is still fun, and that's in Bellevue. So that's still important to me, and I get to be with all my peers in that situation. But I don't get to go to Orlando, which is kind of hard. But I've gone the past 3 years, so it's been an experience overall. So, but I wouldn't trade this for the world, so it's worth it.
Yasmin, how about you?
Yeah, like Ella said, I think we're just going to learn how to balance our social life as well as this. This is more of like a job. It's very important. We're helping others in so many different ways, just the way they're helping us. So finding that good balance, I feel, is definitely necessary regardless of what it is. Yeah, we're going to have to cut down on stuff, but we have to find our little place to enjoy stuff, whether it's something little. I think this experience has helped us with, especially with Top 10. We've learned so many new skills that I think we're going to do great.
We'll be all right.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you thought was number one for you in that process Saturday with the judging in the morning and then the pageant in the evening that made it for you?
Like what you felt really good about?
Yeah. Because you had mock panel where you had the judges all together, did about 10 minutes worth of questions and answers. Then you had the one-on-ones, which is
Yes.
kind of like speed dating. And, and then pageant on Saturday night. So was there an element for each of you that you thought, okay, that went well?
I mean, I think after the panel interview in the morning, I was scared going first because I knew whatever impression I make on the judges is they're obviously not comparing you exactly to one another, but it is a competition. So, you're setting a standard, good or bad, for the future contestants. And so I wanted to just perform well. And so I was super anxious going into that. But like after it was totally a God thing, just the way that the questions were able to be answered. I was like, I don't even know how that came out of my mouth, but it was eloquent to some degree. And I just felt really like at peace leaving that interview, knowing that I just represented myself the best I could, and hopefully represented the Valley the best I could. So if that's, if I get chosen, then I get chosen. But if not, I can say I left it all out on the table there.
Yeah.
Daeja, how about you?
I was pretty comfortable with the interviews just because, again, I wanted to be the best me that I possibly could. So I did leave feeling like I was the best me that I could be, but I was most nervous for the impromptu, definitely. It was just the fact that you don't
I'm
know.
telling you, the one question, what was the one question?
The
Oh, the
habit?
funniest
Yes.
habit. That was a hard,
That
I'm
was a
like,
hard
I don't
one.
even know.
Yes.
Like tell us a funny habit right now, Eric.
Yeah.
I twitch my knee when I sleep at night, and my wife doesn't think it's very funny, but I think it is.
I bet she doesn't think it's funny.
But I mean, yeah. Now after you did well with that, and everybody did pretty well with that.
Thank
but,
you.
Holy cow, that was hard.
It was a hard one.
Yasmin, how about you as far as the full day?
The full day, I was very nervous just because the day, I knew it was going to be a big day. It was going to be a lot of stuff ahead of us. But I think in the morning we got to do a breakfast with the judges, and that was such a big, just relief, just getting to know the judges on a personal level and just knowing they're not just judges, they're people, believe it or not, So just being able to talk to them, have some food, it really helped calm the nerves. And I think going into the panel, I felt a lot better, more relaxed. And I felt true to myself. Like they said, I'm proud of myself that I say true to myself regardless if I made a little mistake or it sounded silly. I'm proud of how the night went.
Have you emailed Justin Bieber yet?
No, I haven't, because will he respond? Probably not.
That was the cutest thing. Oh my goodness, watching that back.
No, that was
You
awesome.
Had a great
We were all,
impromptu.
the whole crowd was laughing after that.
That question was
That was a hard. They were
Yeah.
all three. We had very serious panel interview questions, and so
Right.
we thought they'd be a little more,
Yeah,
casual,
light.
like that. Yeah. And then we get up for the impromptus, and it's like the silliest yet hardest questions you had ever heard of. You're like, second you asked what celebrity I would message, I was like, what are celebrities? Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
um,
Yeah.
It's that stage fright is very real.
So you're supposed to come up with a song. Have you even started working on that yet?
I've got it in the works.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
we have. Well, we get to sing it when we go to the Lions Club.
Oh, that's
luncheon.
right. You
So
got to
that's on
have
Wednesday.
it together pretty quick.
We do. Yeah.
Our song kind of for the top 10 was Sweet Caroline. Like anytime we felt stressed out, we all just listened to Sweet Caroline. So
Okay.
I think we're going to do it to that melody.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Last year they did it to Shake It Off
Oh, it was so cute.
yeah,
they
they-
sang it to us at the breakfast. It
Oh,
was
they did.
awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the Wild Huckleberry. Just busted it out in song.
That's awesome. Do you have the wave down yet? You got the whole
I
wipe,
was
wipe,
told-
elbow, elbow, wipe,
I
wipe.
don't know.
I was told by my brother that I need to work on it.
Oh.
So I do need some
okay.
practice, according to
Okay.
him, because he knows. So, yeah.
The football player brother knows.
Was he doing it for you? Was he doing? Oh,
no.
okay.
I
Wait,
don't think he could.
Can we see your wave, Eric?
Yeah.
Well, it's this.
The
Okay.
elbow,
yes,
wrist,
the
wrist.
elbow,
Wait.
elbow, wrist.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, see, there it is. There it is. All right. While you guys are doing that, keep doing that. Keep doing that. And we'll wrap it up here.
Okay.
Thanks for coming in.
Bye,
and
you
congratulations
guys.
to the 2025 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royal Courts. We are watching it live here on the NCWLIFE channel. Keep waving. Keep waving.